Hi there, I'm Susan Wilson and I'm really delighted that my book, The Extinction Trials, has been shortlisted for the Scottish Teenage Book Prize 2019. The Extinction Trials is a fantasy book with an Earth with only two continents, one with dinosaurs and one with humans. And the humans have overpopulated and need to spread out, so the only place they can go is the dinosaur continent. And for them it's survival of the fittest. Who's going to survive? Them are the dinosaurs. We're here today on lovely Irvine Beach, my hometown, and I'm going to read you a bit of my book, showing you, just as the humans are told, that they're going to have to try and take over the dinosaur continent. Reuben was trying to garner enthusiasm from the crowd. A few people started shouting questions. Lorcanfield attempted to answer them, but his voice was almost lost amongst the swell. We can design a virus which is targeted to specific dinosaur DNA sequences. We can design a plague to wipe out certain dinosaurs without harming humans. The noise from the crowd grew louder as he continued. The best cellular material is from the young. The babies? They wanted Milo's babies? Storm felt herself start to panic. Bodies seemed to be closing in around her, but no one else shared her reaction. No, the rest of the crowd was excited, as if this solution made sense. The pictures on the screen changed to show Pyloria. Pictures of the dinosaurs on the land and the pterosaurs in the air. The scientists had decided that they needed samples from both types of creature. To Storm's relief, they didn't mention the ocean-dwelling reptiles. No one wanted to get too close to them. After all, the fishing boats had stopped going out altogether once some of the sea monsters had started treating them like breakfast, lunch and dinner. But more importantly, they didn't take up valuable space on land. And now Reuben was talking about opportunities. Storm had heard it all before. Here it came, for the good of the people, for the good of the planet, for the good of mankind. The anthem was picked up around her as those too stupid to understand what he was proposing joined in. We're looking for volunteers. Surprise, surprise. Individuals who are prepared to look to the greater good of the planet. Individuals who are prepared to die. But this time our prime directive will be the collection of eggs. The murmuring around her stopped. No one had seen that one coming. One from the Tyrannosaurus, one from the pterosaurs, and one from the velociraptors. Three of the most ferocious and feared monsters alive. Three of the monsters that had caused the most casualties on any previous trip to Pyloria. How on earth would it be possible to steal eggs from these creatures? It was practically a death sentence. I was inspired to write Extinction Trials for my sons. I was finding it really hard to engage them in reading, and I asked them what they wanted to read, and they told me they wanted a young Indiana Jones, a young Lara Croft and Jurassic Park, and I thought, I can write that. I came up with the challenges for the Extinction Trials by thinking about everything I would be really, really bad at. So that was climbing, running and swimming. Anything that would make me basically rubbish. If you want to be on my dinosaur continent, you want to be next to me because I'm dinosaur bait and they're going to catch me long before they're going to catch you. I chose to write alternate chapters for both of my characters in Extinction Trials so you would understand what motivated them. It would have been very easy to write it from one point of view, but if I'd only done that, there was a good strong likelihood that you would have ended up hating my other character because you wouldn't understand why they were doing the things they were. So for that reason I felt as if I had to write from alternate points of view for each chapter. My tips for writing a story is always to keep the action coming fast and furious. Don't even let your characters catch breath, because if they catch breath, people are flicking over those pages. So it's always what's coming next. I always thought about having to write the next scene as fast as possible in order to keep the audience engaged. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy reading The Extinction Trials and all the other books on the hashtag ScotTeenBookPrize Shortlist.